FrameMaker 2017, and like we saw, most people have used until FrameMaker 2015, haven't used, probably not seen the latest version. So we have completely, modernized the UI further, and we've put in various things in the application so that you can find your way around the application much faster, and you're able to create content at a faster rate. So let's quickly just prove that FrameMaker is a unstructured, structured authoring application, and then you can go ahead and publish it. Now this might look a little different from the previous version, so let's just go and create some content. So first of all, I'll just go ahead and create a new file from the tile. I'll also create a new document from the samples. So let's say I take one of the files, and this is your unstructured FrameMaker document as you've been creating for a long time, perhaps, right? Let's just go ahead and save this. Okay, so this is my unstructured documentation. You can create content here, so let's just go and add some more content. We have various shortcuts, so let's say if you press Control 9, you'll get all the paragraph formats that you can apply here. So let's say if I want to apply heading 1, okay, so this becomes another heading. More content. If you want to apply, let's say, a character format, so with Control 8, if I go back and press Control 8, you'll get the character formats that you can apply here. So there'll be various shortcuts for, applying headings, character formats. If you're in structured authoring, you can find elements and things like that. So you might author that content, right? Similarly, if I want to create structured content, I can just go to File, New, XML, and then I'll get all the options relating to the XML content. Or if let's say I want to create DITA, I can go to New DITA topic and just create a topic. And what you get is a very similar WYSIWYG looking document where you can add your content to this. And now, once you're maybe in the same application, you're working with unstructured content or structured content, then you can make use of workspaces. So we have these workspaces, right? So if you're working in unstructured, you can use the authoring workspace. If you're working in structured, you can move to XML structured workspace. So for example, here I'm working with XML structured. So I'll move here, and let me just reset this quickly. Okay, so what it shows me is the structure view, the elements catalog, and so on. But right now, let me just create some content quickly. So this is FrameMaker workshop. Okay, and this is a paragraph. Then like I said, you can press Control 1 and you'll get all the different elements or objects that you can insert here. So let's say I want to insert a note. Okay, and I'll go ahead and save this as well. Okay, so now I have my unstructured FrameMaker file, I have my DITA file. Now similarly, you can go ahead and create, if you want, any other custom XML files as well. So Let's say if you're authoring in S1000D, if you want to author in Xdoc book or any other custom XML standard that your organization supports, you can go ahead and do that. And once I have that, you can go ahead and publish this content. So let's say I come here. So I can create a new book. And one of the things that, let's say you've been creating unstructured documentation and you want to move to structured documentation going forward, you don't have to migrate at once. You can actually do it in phases. And people who've used FrameMaker before will be familiar with the concept of book. Now you can add content, unstructured as well as structured, to the book and continue to publish it while you're migrating. So let's say you have 10 articles or 10 topics. You start with one, move that to DITA, keep the other in unstructured. Then you move the second and third and so on. So you keep on piloting, you keep on refining as you move forward, and then you finally move to structured authoring. So that can be a way. But just to showcase that you can create different kinds of content but publish them together, or even publish them separately, that's very much possible in FrameMaker. So let's just go here and create a book, right? And I'll add both the files here. So let's say, and I can move that around, I can change the hierarchy. Let's just save this as the sample book. Okay, and then you can go ahead and publish it, right? So you can go ahead and either save it as a PDF, which is a simple option from the file menu, or you can go ahead and click on publish, and you have these other formats available to you as well. So for example, if you want to publish to, let's say, responsive HTML5 or mobile app or ebooks or HTML help, all of those formats can be published directly from a book, from a DITA map, from a FM file, from a XML file. You can just double click and it will go ahead and publish that. And even the settings are not very difficult to, they are pretty easy to change. So if you go ahead and edit the settings, and we'll cover that later in the session, you can do that and then quickly publish to various aspects, various formats. So let's just create a PDF first of all and publish it. And PDF is generated, which has both the FM information as well as structured FrameMaker information. And I've not done any, desktop work here in the sense that I've not aligned the headers, footers, etc. But you get the idea that you can create different kinds of content, add it to containers in FrameMaker, and then go ahead and publish it. So essentially, FrameMaker is just to reiterate that point. You can create structured content, you can create unstructured content, and then go ahead and publish to multiple formats. So let's get back and talk specifically about FrameMaker 2017. So what's happened in FrameMaker 2017? What are the new features and what we've done to enhance your experience working on the application, right? So let's go back there. So our primary focus is on 3 areas. The focus is on authoring experience, how to enhance that, how to make it faster. The second is on productivity, since if we better the experience, if we give experiences where suppose you had to make 5 clicks to achieve an objective, now you're able to do it with 2 clicks. It fastens your time to create that content, it increases the productivity. And finally, how you present that to your end users, right? So more options toward publishing, more features towards publishing. So if you want to achieve some goals that you want to have, presenting that content to your end users, you're able to achieve that. So things like, simple things like, personalization, right? So if you want to personalize that content based on certain filters, based on certain parameters, now that's achievable both for all kinds of content that you're creating from FrameMaker as well as RoboHelp. So let's talk about authoring experience. Now the application supports high resolution displays. So if you're using big monitors or if you're using screens with higher resolutions, that's supported. It scales very, it scales smoothly, automatically, beautifully on that. And you're able, and this comes automatically. So you don't have to go ahead and set anything specifically for it. It just happens. And if you want to change some options, you can always go to the preference and do that. We've reorganized the menus. So now they are more logical and you're able to find these much faster. So we've taken the different options that we had across different menus and put it under one menu called Insert, where if you want to insert an image, you want to insert, let's say, a reference, you want to insert a marker or anything, that will come under the Insert menu, and you can go ahead and find that. Thirdly, we've added a search. Now, this is a very useful option, especially for people who are starting out with FrameMaker, but even for the older users. If you want to find your way, in the application, you just press F7 or the magnifying glass icon, and this command search pops up. So you can just start typing. Let's say you're looking for, actions or pods with respect to images. You just start typing image, and you'll get all the options related to that. Now, FrameMaker 2017 comes with a brand new start screen as well. So this is a completely HTML page. And as we expect from modern applications, this is customizable, right? So each organization has its different needs. They're working on different templates. They require some resources. Now they can all be customized and put on the home screen. So let's say if you want to have some links on your, starting page, or if you want to have some tiles for your templates, all of that is possible now. Right? And it's very, very easy to customize, and you can use it or customize it to actually fasten or go to the places or go to those kinds of documents quicker than before. We have a project manager. So now when you want to start a project or when you want to start a documentation project, you can start with the project manager, get all your resources at one place, and then start from there. So now you don't have to browse across, File Explorer and then switching between different windows. You can go to all of these places from the application itself. And it's very simple to use. You just drag and drop, files onto it, locations onto it, and you can also drag images from the Project Explorer to the application itself. And we'll just see that. So there's a brand new project manager. And it enhances your image insertion experience, because you can just go ahead and drag and drop that image from the Project Explorer to your document. It now also takes the DPI of that image by default, so you don't have to go ahead and set it to a standard one across the images. It just takes the original one, and where you have to change, you can just quickly go ahead and change that. Conditional text. So if you're using filters in or if you want to do single sourcing, you want to, apply filters on your content, now they are possible at a higher book level. So you can apply those filters or conditional text at a book level. And when you apply those filters, you're easily able to make out, because the visual indications are pretty similar. So whether it's on a table, it's on a graphic, it's on a text, you'll be clearly able to make out, okay, this is my filter which has been applied on these objects. So this is pretty easy to see and pretty easy to apply right now. And there is automation support for it as well. We've enhanced the tables quite a lot from previous releases. So now you can go ahead and add rows easily by pressing tab. You can conditionalize the columns. You can have solid fills for your tables and other things as well. So the usability, general usability around conditional text and tables have been further enhanced. You can generate a mini TOC. So sometimes, one article or one topic itself is so long, so you require a navigation links in that particular topic. So now you can go ahead and add a mini TOC to it and go to different sections of that particular chapter. And I guess this is one of the more important aspects, that when you want to bring in content from other legacy formats, and most of the subject matter experts still provide content in Word. So these options have been provided. They came in, I think, 2015, so it has been there for the past couple of releases. Now you have more control over how you bring in that Word content. Because if you have more control, then you actually can lessen your work, what you have to do into reformat that content or to clean up that content, right? So we can bring in that content into FrameMaker much easier with more options. You can have the ability to map styles like paragraph styles, character styles, or table styles. You can retain word formatting from the existing documentation. You can retain even character or inline formatting. And then you can just, once you've mapped those settings, you can actually go ahead and reuse it for next time. So you can share it across the organization, and anybody who's actually bringing that content over into FrameMaker can reuse those settings. So, okay. So let's go and look at these things now.